Hello everybody. Stompies are by far my favorite exotic in this game. I just love the movement of them. I like how fast they make you run, and I like how far they make you jump, and I like how far they make you slide. I just like everything about them. I like the look of them. I like almost all of the ornaments, so I figured it would be a good idea to make a definitive guide on Stompies, just all of it. So this will be a bit of a longer video. I just thought this would be a good idea. I'll explain which ones are my favorite and which ones I don't like. I'll explain which shaders I like on them, and I'll explain why I dislike and like some of them. We will start it with the base look. The base look is middle ground for me. I think it looks okay. I like the sleek look to it, but these little bars right here, the little mechanical pieces that have to do with Stompies, it's in the lore, it's really jarring, and I think it ruins a lot of builds, but they're okay. They're not as bad. I will show the one I like the least later in the video. They're okay. So for the helmet, I went with the Gensim Knight Casque with monochromatic. Then for the arms, I went with the Righteous Grips with monochromatic. I didn't go with the Virtuous Grips. I just preferred these. They're sleeker, thinner. They look better. I went with the Perfectives Cuirass and Bitter Pearl. The default ornament and Rivalry White Sand. And the Lux Cloak with monochromatic, but you could go with the Wild Hunt Cloak, and you could also go with the Virtuous Cloak. I would suggest both of those. I think both of those look good. This is the build I put together for the base ornament. This is what I think looks the best, and it's still functional. Next, we will move on to my least favorite ornament, the R3 Treads. I don't really know why I don't like this one very much. It just doesn't flow very well with every other armor piece in the game. I can see where they were coming from. It's obviously Beyond Light themed because it was from Season of the Hunt. I can see where they're coming from here. I just don't think it was executed as well as it could have been. But regardless, I still managed to come up with a decent build. So we went the Cryoscene Cloak with Cade Studs, the Exodus Down Mask with Cade Studs, the Legatus Grips with Cade Studs, the Crystocrine Vest with Cade Studs, and the ornament with Cade Studs. I used Cade Studs for all of it. I do feel a little bad because Cade Studs is kind of rare, but I just really couldn't find a good shader to go with the Beyond Light kind of theme. So this is what I put together. The Astrocytes and my second favorite. I guess you can guess which one is my favorite, which will be last, the Turbo Kickers. So for the Astrocytes, I wanted to go with kind of a bit more of a futuristic kind of look, and I think I pulled it off. We went with the Contender Mask with Rivalry Resolute, however you could use Bitter Pearl. Then we went with the Praefectus Grips with War Weary. As far as I know, War Weary is the only one that turns the Praefectus Grips all white, so that's what I went for. Then we went with the Prime Zealot Cuirass with Bitter Pearl, but you could use something else if you wanted to, and I would suggest the Moonfang X7 rig with Rivalry Resolute. However, I personally think that the other one looks better, and that's why I went with it. But you could go with that, and I think that looks pretty good as well. Then I went with the Astrocytes with Bitter Pearl, and then the Legacy's Oath Cloak with Bitter Pearl. The Turbo Kickers. I like this ornament the most because it looks the most similar to the original Stompies, however it gets rid of the weird bars that I was talking about in the beginning of the video. It just instead replaces it with this nice kind of techy looking stuff that I actually do like a lot. So I went with the Holdfast Grips with Rivalry Resolute, the Solstice Vest Rekindled with Bitter Pearl, the Turbo Kickers with Bitter Pearl, the Solstice Cloak Rekindled with Bitter Pearl, and then I decided to not pick a helmet because unlike the other three builds, I felt that there really was no helmet that really tied this build together. You could use any helmet you want. I did pick some recommendations, but I do encourage you to branch out and pick one that you think looks the best, because there really is no limitations on this build. I picked the Lost Pacific Mask that I think looks good, the Lucent Knight Casque, which I think looks good, and the Virtuous Mask. In my humble opinion, I would run one of those three, but it's completely up to you. You could go with anything you want. So that is it for all these Stompies variants in the game. Those are my personal opinions on which ones look the best, which ones look the worst, and why, and what builds I would run with them. If you have any questions about this video, please feel free to leave it down below, because I do look at them and respond. If you have any comments about the video, please leave it down there and I will look at it. What do you guys think of this type of video? I stream on Twitch, and my Discord will be in the description. Thanks for watching, everyone.